I think that one of the big things that we spent a lot of time as a company sitting down and contemplating was what is the biggest distraction for women? And I think that's when we realized, you know, in hours and hours of seminars and of all these different mediums that we put together to get different opinions of girls, one of the big things that kept coming up was this distraction of beauty, was this impossible expectation of beauty. We were in a race that we're never going to win. And all of a sudden it was like someone took blinders off and said, okay, if you didn't have to worry all the time, every day about being a size 0, about, you know, the way you looked, the way you walked, the way you talked, everything society says is beautiful about you, what would you have time to do? And I remember all the girls were like, are you kidding? To take away all the time that we spend in thought even about all of that. I think that was one of our big revelations as a company was, my God, you know, beauty in itself, the current definition, is the greatest distraction for women. So what if we could remove that distraction? And that was actually when we created the concept of bellism, because I think that if we can substitute a new definition of beauty, and we saw several beauty campaigns that were, you know, accepting every size and color, and yet every one of those was still about the physical. And so for us, I think that's what's really unique is that we're shifting away from the physical and saying, again, the physical is one slice of the pie that's beautiful. But if we put an emphasis on girls educating themselves, of girls pursuing their passion, of them creatively cooperating with one another, and of contributing to this world, if we put an emphasis and said, that's the new cool, that's the new trendy, I can't even fathom what kind of leaps and bounds this generation could do, especially in regard to what's going on with the world. I can absolutely foresee incredible, positive, and significant changes in this world. And so I think that's one of the biggest things I Am That Girl has done is we are a company for us, by us. We are our generation. And that's what's kind of nice is that not only are we speaking to it, but more importantly, we're providing a microphone for them to be heard, which I think is very important to this generation, is that they feel they're being heard. And I think by providing them this outlet and a community for them to be able to have these conversations with each other, it's the first step in really shifting the paradigm for this generation.